So welcome everybody. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Alpha, garden to table manager at the Open Door. And I'm not the most tech person in the world. So today this is really fancy for me to be using this big screen. So bear with me if I have issues with clicking or whatever. But welcome. We're doing the garden to table plant distribution volunteer meeting today, just kind of to give you an idea of what garden to table is, how plant distribution is going to be different this year, and how you can sign up to help with the plant distributions. So many of you know this information, but the Open Door, we serve. Hello, welcome. Have a seat.
Is this that plant pickup training?
Yes, happy to be good. Thank you. We serve 14,000 people each month. 2.7 million pounds of food is provided in 2020. This needs to be updated. We do have 13 community gardens with 349 plots. We also are starting a new program that's garden kits for people in mobile home communities, because they do have yards that they can garden in. And usually their community gardens are pretty small, so that way we can serve more people. So that's going to be in 2 mobile home communities this year. So we will be doing garden kit distributions as well. So that's what the 2 pilot neighborhoods is. And for those of you who are familiar with some of our mobile home communities, the 2 pilot neighborhoods this year are Sunny Acres in Burnsville, and Cedar Knolls. Thank you. This is why Liz is here to make my brain sharp. So those are our 2 pilot neighborhoods this year. We've got mobile lunchbox, 23 sites. That might be a little different actually this year. That's last year's information. And we're the only mobile pantry in Dakota County, which serves over 30 sites. And our pantry is still open 5 days a week, 2 evenings for easy access. Now there's also a drive-through distribution, which is not on here because this is a little bit dated information. Just a picture of how our old plant pickups worked when we were at the house. We would have several carts like this out, and volunteers would help distribute the plants. So we'll have the same kind of rolling racks this year. The plants will be in similar types of trays, but we will be doing them at each garden site. So plant distribution, there is 13 sites in Dakota County we're also doing 2 garden kit sites, which this isn't on here because I didn't know that at the time I made this PowerPoint presentation. So we'll need roughly 4 volunteers for each distribution, 1 person to drive the box truck. So we're going to roll these racks onto the box truck, strap them in so they don't fall around while we're driving, and then go to whichever garden site we're going to that day. And then we'll need 3 people to help set up and distribute the plants. So because we'll have rolling racks, we likely will not need to have tables. But we'll have clipboards for people to help check people in. They're signing up for their appointments through a Sign Up Genius. So we'll have a print up of the Sign Up Genius as people come. We can just check them off. We'll give them a form. They'll get to pick 3 different 4-packs of vegetables and 2 single packs of vegetables. And you will have all this information on that day, so you don't have to try to remember it all, because each gardener will get a form and they'll just click off their things. There are volunteer gardeners who will also be there who grow food for the pantry. Those people will not be picking out their own vegetables. They will be given a sheet where they can pick, so they kind of get to pick vegetables. They'll be given a sheet that's things that they need at the pantry. So things that go well at the pantry that we don't get a ton of during garden season. So during garden season, everyone in Dakota County grows tomatoes, cucumbers, zucchini, and they get this zucchini this big and they don't want to use it, so they bring it to the pantry. So we're trying to avoid that whole situation by saying, hey, how about green beans? How about root vegetables? You know, different things that don't need to be refrigerated because we don't have a lot of refrigerator space for that stuff. That's all used up by retail rescue. So they kind of get to pick, but there's a much of that stuff comes as seeds because there are things like winter squashes and beans and things that come as seeds. So the week that we will need most of the volunteer shifts is the week of May 15th. What is not on here, because I didn't know it at the time, is this Friday. We're distributing garden kits at Cedar Knolls. And so that is in VicNet. If anyone can sign up to help on that day, it is heavy lifting involved. So if you can't lift heavy, don't worry about it. Don't sign up. You choose a plant pickup day instead. But because people will be getting 7 40-pound bags of soil. And that's going to be about 280 pounds of lifting. And so that's something everyone can do. If that's something you'd like to help with, or you know someone would like to help, have them sign up in VicNet. I could use the help. Right now, I've only got 2 staff people helping me, and they actually have jobs here. So it'd be better to have volunteers. Right. So the changes from previous years, the plant distribution will be at each garden. The change is because everyone's going to get a chance to get their plants and see where their garden plot is at that time. We've had many mix-ups in the past where people plant in the wrong plot and it causes all kinds of garden drama. So to avoid that, we're having people do it at their garden. Now, not everyone's going to be able to make it at that time. So they may go to a different plant distribution. So that gives them 12 more times that they can pick up plants if it doesn't work in their schedule. So we need volunteers to load and unload plants to the truck, drive to the garden location, set up plants on location, distribute plants to gardeners, and help them check out as they leave. I have also requested a master gardener for each plant distribution. I have not heard back from any of them, and I am not surprised because I've been trying to get master gardeners to do more classes for us. They used to do. I think they just don't have the capability since COVID or something because they just have not been responding.
Alba, do you know, I'm a master gardener.
Oh, you
do you know who you reached out to? Because I'm on the leadership team. I've heard nothing about this.
Oh, I did it on the website. And I think it used to be Barb Webb was my contact, and I believe she's not there. Yeah, so maybe it's just fallen through some cracks since we have new.
If you want to send me the information, I will make sure to get
Thank
that.
you. Thank you. You and I talk after this, and I will get you information.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you. So 2023 plant distribution. I'm just going over little minute details here. So volunteers who meet here, that's likely the person who's going to drive the truck. And if anyone wants to help load, you'll get the keys, we'll get clipboards. I said load tables, but we probably won't need to load tables. Maybe for garden kits we will, but not for plant distributions. And empty plant trays. I have about 100 of them, and so it's for people to put their plants in to carry them away. It's black kind of trays. I can't even read that tiny writing. It's too far away for reading this. Okay. So at the garden, we're gonna park at the parking lot, set up the plants, check in the gardener. So as they come in, they'll say, okay, I have an appointment for 11. Okay, good, check you off, we got you. Let them pick out their plants, check them out just by saying, okay, good, you got your 3 different types of plants, 4 packs and your 2 singles. Okay, good, go ahead. Then at the end of it, we'll pack up and head to the next location. And when we get back here, I put wipe down tables. Not going to happen unless we do garden kits, unless you sign up for garden kits. We'll water plants outside and then we'll roll them in for the next day and put the trays, clipboards, and keys away. So what's next? All these shifts are posted in VicNet. So those of you who filled out the volunteer interest form, you can go into VicNet and then sign up for the time or place that works for you. Some of them have changed. We have the three, at Queen Anne now is gonna be more of a planting day, so it's not called a plant pickup, it's called a garden shift. So if you wanna help plant gardens that day, you will meet Liz there, she'll help you with that. And then Cedar Knolls and Emerald Hills are just gonna be taken care of as individuals. They're gonna get their plants not at a plant pickup, just individually. So wear your t-shirts if you have them. You don't have to, but it's a nice thing. People know who the volunteers are for the clients. Any changes or updates will get emailed to you closer to the date. There's my email address if you need to get a hold of me. That's it. So I'll open it up for questions.
What's the window? I mean, we can look on VicNet, but the time for like for Martha Mary.
So St. Martha and Mary, we are doing Monday, May 15th from the volunteer shift is 1:30 to 3. So I think the actual shift for gardeners start showing up. They'll probably start showing up early, but they're supposed to start picking up their plants at 2.
Okay.
2 to 3. And for people who can't make it, Monique has offered, and I think you know this already, to just keep some plants on site, like a variety of plants, so people can just pick theirs out later. So it's really nice to have that kind of leadership at a garden where people kind of take that kind of role. Because I know there will be people who can't make it.
Keep them watered if the water's on.
The water should be on by then. In all gardens say that the water will be on. Let's just hope that's true. Anyone else got any questions, comments? No? Okay, I'll stop recording. Do you guys have any questions, people who are joining us via Zoom?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Any questions? Yes.
Hi.
Bob.
Hi. Yes, I have a question. So, I did, I'll volunteer, but will you send a link where we sign up for volunteer?
Oh, yeah, not all of you are in VicNet, so you may not have that information. I'm gonna
Okay.
send this recording to everyone, including, so if you've already been here, you don't have to watch it. I'm gonna send it to everyone who signed up today, and I will include how to get into VicNet.
Okay, great. And then, I also have a plot, now at Martha, right? St. Mary's, is it St. Mary's and Martha? Martha and,
St. Martha and Mary.
yeah, St. Martha and Mary. And so I was wondering, are you limited to the plants that are distributed there, or?
For the plants that you are growing for the pantry, that's
Yes.
probably best. If there's other things you would like to grow for your household and you have space, that would be fine. I know that there's many like giving gardeners who like to grow tomatoes. So they can grow it for themselves in their plot. It's just not so much needed for the pantry.
Okay, so, and then one more question, I'm sorry. Because I know you had said that Monday, the 15th was when the planters come and pick up their plants. Do they start planting there? Or do they take it back? Or, I mean, I would assume that next week would be good planting, right?
I would encourage anyone who comes that day and all of you volunteers, that's a really good point that you pointed out. Encourage them to do it that day, since they're there at the garden and we can show them their plot. If they don't have time, they got to get back to work or something, that's okay. But then I would encourage them to take their plants with them, because I've often seen those little containers stay out in one day. It's so sunny and hot and they just are dead. They dry out and they're dead. So I would encourage people to either plant right away if they just don't have time. They should take their plants with them, not leave them in the garden.
Okay, perfect.
They're really good questions.
Thank you.
I can't hear you, Maureen. I think you're muted.
Let me try again. How about this?
Perfect.
No?
Yes, we can hear
We
you.
can hear you.
Oh, okay. I guess I was hitting the video. You said before they get 3 different 4-packs and 2 singles. Is that the limit for each gardener?
Yes, and honestly, even Many of our gardeners have smaller pot, most of our gardens have like a 4x8 plot. That's gonna be more than they can fill in there. Plus, there's seeds at each garden. So
Okay,
really giving people a lot more than they think. And if they're new gardeners, they might look at it and be like, what? This is all I get? Because they're little right now, they're seedlings. Like, don't worry, your tomato plant is gonna be 5 feet tall in a few months. So, you know, just kind of encourage them that it's really okay. You're gonna get plenty of produce and there's plenty of seeds on site at each garden that they can use and choose from.
okay. So we should bring the seeds out as well and offer those.
They know that they should all know that they're there. They've been getting emails from me.
Okay.
I've already put out the cool weather seeds, and as the weather warms and the soil is warm enough, we'll put out warmer weather seeds.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
I know you were gonna say something. Did you have a question?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was the same question about, I thought I heard 4 single packs.
Oh, I said that
was
wrong.
2,
3 4-packs
3, 4 packs
and 2 single packs.
packs.
Yeah, and on the form, it'll say that day. Yeah. All right, well, thank you all. I'm glad that we could keep this meeting short and this video short, because I'm afraid if it's too long, people won't watch it. If you guys want to stay on and do have questions, I'm just gonna stop recording so that we don't just have a bunch of discussion.